Hello archers, it's Nogdro here. Today I'm gonna show you a multifunctional backpack quiver. A few weeks ago I came across this backpack quiver when browsing on AliExpress. At first I was a bit skeptical because it had and still has zero reviews or pictures from buyers. It's currently gone higher in price. When I ordered it, it was even cheaper at around $21 or €17. So I was naturally concerned that it could be of poor quality, and also, as you know, with some of the Asian stores and the auto-translated titles and descriptions, sometimes you get very weird stuff. And by saying quiver or backpack, I am seriously downplaying the actual capabilities of the multifunctional archery lightweight back arrow quiver dual-use foldable compact hip arrows back with MOLLE system pocket hanged F, which allegedly could also be used to carry a sniper rifle. Jokes aside though, it turned out actually good. It really delivers on what it says. The backpack is nice, it has multiple pockets, all of the zippers on them work smoothly, there are multiple attachment systems and options, and it's available in 3 different colors. It had free shipping, it took around 2 weeks to deliver, and I had no issues with customs, but as always, your results may vary depending on your country. I chose the black color since I wasn't sure if the other 2 colors would be good or washed out. Starting off with the main piece on the back, this detachable section, it has one smaller pocket on the back and another larger one on the top. This piece features the so-called MOLLE tactical system. It's basically the 3 rows of threaded loops which you can use to attach any MOLLE compatible equipment pouch. This is a military standard system for attaching different pieces of equipment to the outside of your backpack, which provides flexibility since you can easily move them around. Above it there are 2 sets of loops that you can use to hang different things and another large pocket. It also has this velcro part that you can attach different patches to. Underneath the MOLLE back you can find another large pocket with a net. The clips that hold the detachable section are also adjustable, but you cannot really tighten them as much as I would like to. The whole section could be fully removed, or you can let it hang underneath the backpack if you wish. However, I don't really see the point of doing so. But I guess one of the main focuses of the backpack is to provide you with options. I would prefer if this whole part was actually sewn to the main backpack, that way it will make way less noise and provide sturdier storage. On the other side of the backpack you can see that it has only one main shoulder strap. This is because you can attach it to either the left or the right side of the backpack depending on your bow arm and on which shoulder you want your arrows to be. It can be quickly attached and detached thanks to the D-ring-like mechanism. The strap is wide, which makes it very comfortable, and the length is adjustable. There are also additional loops on the strap if you want to hang something, and another row of loops on the side. The main pocket is quite large, but also shaped to be narrow so that your arrows do not fall out of it, but rather stay in place. The opening of the main pocket has a curve to accommodate the angled way you carry the quiver on your back. The backpack is as advertised, around 50 cm long and 26 cm wide, or 19 by 10 inches for my Gallon per Bolt Eagle friends. I have here my 31-inch arrows and they stick out a bit more than I would like to, but more on that later. As a back quiver, the backpack is really easy to put on with the quick clip. You just choose a side and snap the provided D-ring to the hook on the side. Alternatively, if you're ambidextrous or just want to switch and try shooting with your other arm, you can just swap the strap on your other shoulder and snap the clip on the opposite side in a couple of seconds. It's that easy. Additionally, the curved opening of the quiver pocket accommodates for both uses, and the arrows always sit at the right angle regardless of which shoulder you wear the quiver on. In this mode though, a bit of adjustment is needed. If you wear the backpack high and tight on your back, the nocks of the arrows go a bit high, and while still reachable, it's a bit more difficult to pull the arrows out. However, if you wear the backpack loose, so that the nocks are right behind your shoulder, the backpack starts to move away from your back, and when you reach for the arrows, you push it even further away, making it impossible to grab an arrow. Overall, a 3-way strap would have been a better solution, or even just an additional strap to keep the backpack closer to your back at all times. Alternatively, if the backpack was a bit deeper, that could also lower the position of the nocks. For example, an adjustable bottom section with a zipper could have been a good option. Putting on the backpack as a hip quiver is just as easy with the wide strap and the quick clip. I think the main advantage of hip quivers is that the arrows are easier and quicker to reach and take out, but then if you're hunting or doing archery in a forest, for example, you can easily get caught on every bush and branch, so in such cases a back quiver also has an advantage. The curved opening of the quiver pocket also helps with keeping the arrows at an angle for easier access. There is also no issue with the arrows falling out of it when used as a hip quiver. To test the quiver, I decided to shoot in quick succession to see how convenient and how easy it is to nock a new arrow. Here's some footage. When used as a back quiver, on several occasions it becomes a bit difficult to reach an arrow, especially when only a couple remain, unless you regularly adjust the strap to be tighter to your shoulder. When used at the hip, there are no such issues. In terms of capacity, the quiver can fit quite a few arrows. I took all of the arrows that I currently own, which is around 3 dozens, and there is definitely space for even more. Overall, my biggest gripe with the backpack is that it's not a bit deeper, but I guess they made it like this to ensure that shorter arrows also stick out enough that they could be easily pulled out. However, I might try to modify it by adding an extended bottom section so that the nocks go lower and more closer to my shoulder. An additional strap to keep the backpack tighter to my back would also greatly improve the back quiver mode. The one thing that I like the most about the visual design is the fact that it looks almost like a normal backpack. You can just put any kind of fabric on top of your arrows to cover them, and now you can walk freely without turning heads left and right, since for most people a bow and arrows is not something they see every day. This is my first quiver. I usually shoot only 3 arrows and I keep them either in my bow or draw arm, but I wanted to test shooting with a quiver and I also needed some sort of a bag to transport my arrows in. In general, I am very happy with this purchase. It wasn't anything expensive and it turned out rather nice. It delivers on what was advertised. It's a backpack with many pockets and loops, the MOLLE system if you're into this tactical military stuff, and it's multifunctional. It is a back and hip quiver combined. Let me know what you think in the comments below and if you have any quiver suggestions, and as always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay on target and I'll catch you in the next one.